respect the energy and charisma of Imam Siddeeq. For those of you who have come out of respect for his legacy and what he contributed to this city, beginning with our beloved brother, Elder Rush, we welcome you to this event to pay tribute to this dear brother who was a trailblazer in many respects and is deserving of our respect for what he contributed to the fabric and the texture of Indianapolis as a community. Also to the Muslims, we welcome you and those in the interfaith community. In particular, uh, Imam Siddeeq, without question, was a Muslim of high regard. People may not have agreed with him in all respects, but one thing no one could not deny, he was a true Muslim, a true believer in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he took no partners in his representation of his Islam. And for that, we thank you for being here as well. But I want to also give a special thanks and a special welcome to his family, to his children and to of his offspring. One of the things that we have to say as believers is that we know that we have no choice in our parents. We didn't have any, we didn't earn who our parents would be. We had no voice in who would be our parents. And also, we really don't have a voice in where we come into being, where we are birthed. But in Islam, in Surah Al-Nisa, it says reverence the wombs. And not only the womb of our physical mother, but also those wombs, those places that nurtured us and gave us life. And one of the things that we have to admit, especially to the children and the progeny of Muhammad Siddeeq and Farida Siddeeq, is just as you didn't have a choice in who you would be your parents. I think I can say this in all honesty. As you have grown and matured, you have, in the quiet moments where it's just you and Allah, just you and God, you said, thank you, Almighty God, for Farida Siddeeq and Muhammad Siddeeq, who were our parents. We didn't have any role in them being our parents, but thank you for being here and being blessing us with those parents. And in the same respect, we are joined as a community and as a family because Indianapolis is your home. And so for that, we say welcome because we didn't ordain it, but God ordained it that this would be your home. And my wife and I and my family can remember when most of you came into this world, you came into this world when you were in Indianapolis. We saw you grow. We tried to nurture you as best we could, and we tried to embrace you as Imam Siddeeq and Farida Siddeeq would want us to do as your Muslim family. So we say welcome to you as well. And so we are looking forward to this wonderful, beautiful evening that was inspired by Taka Siddeeq, the chief son of Muhammad Siddeeq. I know his father is smiling and was very proud with what his son has done to lift up his legacy. So we say welcome to all of you tonight, and we look forward to a wonderful, wonderful evening. And thank you again for giving me this opportunity to welcome you.
Thank you so much, Imam Sakir and Judge David Shaheen. So we had a little bit of a shift in the sequence in our programming. So what I'm going to do now is invite Taqwa Siddeeq to come and also make some opening remarks for the evening. And Taqwa Siddeeq is the oldest son of Farida and Muhammad Siddeeq. However, the oldest son of Muhammad Siddeeq is the father of Alicia, and his mother is here. And it's Vincent DeMoss, who, may Allah bless Vincent with the highest level of paradise. We lost our brother a few years ago, and he's always with us in our spirit and in our memory. And we have his oldest daughter with us here. Alicia, wave at everybody, please. And mother of Vincent, please wave at everybody, please.
Assalamu alaikum, greetings and peace to everyone. I want to thank everyone for being here, for blessing us with your presence here, and for joining us and keeping a legacy alive that, it's one of many legacies. It's a legacy that doesn't stand on its own. It's standing with all of you here. It could not have been without you who are here. So this legacy is a shared legacy that belongs to all of us in this room. And I want to thank all of you for being here. I'm not going to, I will be speaking to you a little later, God willing, so I won't say very much more now, but I want you all to enjoy the meal, and the food has been blessed, so enjoy it. All right. Right. This one is it. You can also play this song. It is. Is that not good? It actually ended up being okay. Well, I talk about it. Try it now. Yeah. Okay. You mind if I take it off? Yeah, take it off. So is it can we I can let you announce where everything is? Okay, so while this is my son, Will, and Miss Nefertari. Don't go nowhere. I want to introduce you before you get out the room. Okay. Oh, she's gonna be introduced by my sister. I'm sorry. But my son's he put together a video, a tribute to his grandfather, and we're working on sharing that with you all. So bear with us patiently. Also, for those who you have an announcement for the room? Okay, there's a room straight across the way called Studio 4. For those who need to make salat prayer, Islamic prayer, you go right over there, and Imam Siddeeq correct me, But this is typical, right?
So we're gonna do like the
Okay,
first 10 minutes
so,
of that.
you know, those who make the slide, they know what I mean. So, okay, and some of those others know what I mean too. So, okay, so we're gonna play, my son's video once he gets the technology working for us.
Are we gonna play sound, or they're gonna be the, there you go. So people can play sound first. You wanna see? Are you gonna, you just wanna do the whole video? I just wanted to do the slideshow. This moment is the sound. That's what it is. Oh, here it is. Here's the sound.
They not only can watch it, but can you demonstrate through the example, with the revelation? We're grateful for that because we forever thankful. This was not a human being who came to the Muslims. This was a human being who came to humanity. He came to humanity to us. And the model that he established, the example that he set, was for all people. For those who call themselves Christians. For those who call themselves, for those who call themselves Buddhists. For those who call themselves atheists. Yeah. Just I heard one thing said, Almighty God allowed to bring back a rock that we had and give it back. So, dear brothers and sisters, we're grateful to Allah. We're grateful to Allah for the establishment of this great prophet for the universal purpose of guiding humanity. Today we want to speak about our youth. We want to speak about our youth because we're concerned. There's no tomorrow if we have no youth. There's no tomorrow we can dress in our finest array. We can put on our best of everything. But if we don't take and guide our youth, if we don't find a way to solve the problem that is eating away not only at the Muslim, this is not something that we're going to but we have to be concerned with the Muslim. But this is something that is affecting youth across the spectrum of the world. So, dear brothers and sisters, we want to speak on some of the things that have come, some of the things that have affected them, some of the things that have interfered in their lives, their young precious lives. Even Muhammad told us, and everything that I say, I come up and give the best people in the world, and none of it came from me. None of it. And you said, well, what about some of it? I said, none of it comes from me. So, dear brothers and sisters, what is the great message? We hear about religion. We hear about all of the things that religious people are doing. We see the evangelists and everything. Imam Muhammad said the great message from all of the prophets, that's some of them, all of them, Jesus, Moses, Noah, all of them. The great message from all of the prophets is what? Nature holds to this. Nature holds the itemized list. That sounds overly simple, doesn't it? Every prophet that came upon this planet Earth, including Prophet Muhammad, came to tell us one thing.
one thing, I mean, it goes beyond this, I know that, and you know that. But I'm talking about the fundamental thing, the foundational thing, the thing that gives life to everything else that comes after it. That message is nature. Oh, the itemized list. What is the itemized? Itemized list is what should be in your life. And what should be in your life. You know how you do when your wife sends you to the store. And you rush out and get there and say, and everything, good thing they got cell phone. Then you know, what did you say you want? A pound of what? So yeah. So the itemized list of what should be in our lives. They say, well, what about intelligence? Again, my mom said intelligence can't fulfill the speed unless it first gets the lift from nature. You hear me? Intelligence without nature's guidance will bring things that you didn't ask for. Yeah. That's like you come back home with a pound of salami and your wife said, I told you to get some salmon. Like you said, salami. So what we have done, dear brothers and sisters.
Assalamualaikum. Anybody who still hasn't said Margaret, just one or two or three at a time can go to the room across the way and pray and just come back. So that's kind of, we're going to little transition now. We'll get started again in about another 5 minutes. Inshallah.
Cake or something like that, and you don't want anything yet. When God created nature, it only wanted what God prescribed for it. Isn't that wonderful how God did that? God put two things together. He put nature here and intelligence there. He said, now nature, you go out and bring back what's necessary, and intelligence will take and put it to work. Isn't that wonderful? Working together. Working together. But who didn't like us working together? Mr. Shaitan. Shaitan was upset. Shaitan said, I can't rule on this stuff working together. Look at them working together. So just like you sitting there watching that football game. You don't ask no question. Here you are, you see on the television set. See on the television set that they put together this thing called the Super Bowl. And you see what it costs almost $1 billion just to put that bad boy on. And tickets are $10,000, $15,000. And here you are in your pajamas, half awake, sitting in front of the TV saying you gotta pay $1. And you haven't asked, now why is this man giving me this $1 billion gift? And I ain't paid nothing for it. I ain't giving him a dime for it. You didn't ask that question. You did. Oh, it's so nice. It's just like a cow in the field. He be eating away. He ain't got what the farmer had in mind. He thinking about what he got in mind.
I wanted to pause that. So I wanted to share some information about this video. I know my mother really, my father told me this was his actual last address. This address was made in July 5th, 2019 at the Atlanta Masjid in Atlanta, Georgia. There was probably 500 people there. And before, around the 27th of that same month, he transitioned. So this was his last message. And I'll tell you one thing he told me. He said, I want you to record this and I want you to send it to everybody you know. So I'm fulfilling that promise. So enjoy.
Farmer because he's chopping in the night. And he couldn't eat grass. So dear brothers and sisters, here we are, we haven't asked about this massive game that's going to cost $1 billion to some entrepreneur somewhere, and we sit there watching it and not giving out 1 cent. Then as we're watching it come along past, Tom's cutting at the 10s, at the 20s, at the touchdown. Oh, he cheering and everyone's so happy. And the camera pans and shh. And it picks up the block of water. He just watch it. And it picks up more water. And it picks up a person. And it's a pretty lady there on the beach. Half naked, and then the camera pans down. Just as you watch it, it says, "Drift." But it's drift Budweiser. Budweiser. I'm watching it. Oh, wow. Baby, you got something to do? Yeah, he will say that. And they just, water. You want a glass of water? He said, give me a glass of, I said, water. Give me a glass of Budweiser. They just said, no. I didn't say Budweiser. I said, water. Shut up, nature. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Nature will warn you. Nature will beg you. Nature will appeal to you. Nature will say, get away from that habit. But you say, shut up, nature. Don't say the good words. But that's what it boils down to. Shut up, nature. And you force on it what it never asked for in this life. I'm going to tell Allah in the church. It wasn't my fault that you became a drunk. And so now you are loaded down with what's called the curse of habit. The curse of habit. You now got into it. So Shaitan's plan was to separate intelligence from nature. And what is his biggest tool? We're all set to defend against what we think is the enemy. Bombs, guns. Okay? Gunpowder. Airplanes. Allah said no. Imam said no. He said the tool, the most precious tool, Shaitan, influence. Influence. He said, if I can influence him, I got it. So he influenced and forced these strange things on nature. All nature wanted was a glass of water. So God had to send messengers. And what was their job? Each one of the messengers, dear brothers and sisters, talk about how Noah did this and how he built an ark and how Jonah was in the bottom of the well and how it goes all that. But the bottom line was call them back to nature. Call humanity back to nature. That's our job. That's our job. I mean, first of all, I want to say this to you. I mean, I enjoy talking to you. I love talking to you. I love reflecting on the good teachers of Imam, but I don't want to entertain you. And what I mean by that is, I want you to see this as a working plan. In other words, Imam said, don't come here to be entertained. Come here in search of a plan to go out and save someone's life. That's what we come here for. We don't come here for entertainment. It's time to go to Friday Club. You know, when we do everything to the top. Now, come and such a plan to leave from here. And I'm appealing to you to leave from here to tell one other person. To tell one other person the power of the Holy Ghost. To tell one other person what will bring them up out of the mud. No matter how deep in the mud they are. To be able to do that, that's what we come here for. There's a Christian song that I love to sing. It's called My Task. It says, to love someone more dearly every day, to help a wandering child, to ponder over a noble thought and pray and smile on me. This is my task. I love this. So, dear brothers and sisters, this is what we have to see. We have to see that we have a plan. But the most serious problem that we have is in nature. Nature is the key for us to get out. And nature will, if we don't use it right, is the key to keep us in the mud. We have a big struggle over the nature to be free. What does that mean? We have a big problem with the nature over who's masculine and who is feminine. We have a big problem over who is black and who is not black. So our natural things have become our most serious problems. Things that don't trouble the savage in the jungle are causing us problems. Here's a man spinning on roads all his life. He don't have no problem. If you go among the savages, they're not hung up with masculinity, femininity, sex, or comfort. But so-called civilized people are worse than the wild animals in the jungle. This tells us there's something wrong with so-called people. Something so serious is wrong with the Western mind for people who have given themselves to the Western ideas. What is the reason for this? We have to get to the root of this problem if we're going to save our lives. The West teaches democracy. The West teaches Christianity. The West teaches Judaism. The West teaches philosophy. But despite all of this fancy teaching, we're left overcome. Let the people follow over masculinity. Hung up with what the common person in the jungles of Africa or wherever we are and look up. So for dear people, I want to say to you this. When a young person comes and knocks on your door, and this I've experienced indirectly. It says, at the age of 13, I don't know if I'm a man or a woman. At the age of 13, see, I'm not trying to be nasty. At the age of 13, you don't even know how to stand up and go to the bathroom if you're born. And for you to come and knock on the door and tell mama or daddy, I don't know whether I'm a man or whether I'm a woman, it's a serious time to ask yourself. I don't blame the little child. The little child is innocent. As a teacher, like I said, I taught for over 40 years. We had teachers. And the principal invited lesbians in to speak to the teachers. And they were really asking the same question. What do you tell the young people when they tell you they get these concepts? So they went around the room all the people. They got the trying to be smart. You know, sometimes you gotta be flippant or something like that. They got the lead. Mr. Siddeeq, what do you say we should tell them? I said, well, Mr. Dr. Wilson, I said, well, I said, I didn't tell them the truth. Security! I'm telling you the truth. Would you put Mr. Siddeeq out of here? He said, yes. I said, I told her when I met with her later, I said, Miss Wilson, I said, Monday through Friday, you ask me to teach biology. And I'm a biology teacher, I'm a biology major, I'm a biologist, professor. And I said, Monday through Friday, you ask me to teach this. So then you ask me a question like that in the meeting. I said, when I answer you honestly, you put me out the meeting. I said, that's confusing. I said, everything I got in this biology book tells me that my answer to you was correct. I said, I don't understand why you treated me the way you did. I had a young girl in the same class, I'm Texas biology. She was busy doing a school, just writing away. I'm talking because she wasn't writing what I was saying. So after it was over, as I'm collecting on papers, she was getting it. So she got everything and she walked out. And I walked over to the desk and kind of said, I said, man. Oh, look at it. Oh, she was upset with me. She got told another teacher. He walks down the hall. He asked me, what did you do? I asked him, are you sure you want? He asked me to. He knew I didn't take no prisoners. You know, I mean, I wasn't a tough guy, but I didn't take prisoners. I just think something. You were talking about homosexuality. That's cool. So she got it out. I went out of this thing, so she got out. I said, I can't stop. About 5 years later, I'm home. And you have to sit there. I said, she looked like we were running. She kept running. I don't know where she went. She jumps into my arm like a little baby. This is you are. She said, I'm telling you what she told me. She said, you stated I'm married, I have children. Allow Lord rewards, whatever. So, dear brothers and sisters, the individual is very, very important. So, leadership is really the individual. If we lose the ability to lead, if the individual loses the ability to lead itself, what good is any other? If the family loses its ability to contain itself or lead itself, what good is any other leadership? You go to the homosexual, where is the leadership? Dear brothers and sisters, first of all, let me say this here. I want anybody, I'm not after homosexuals, because they're different. They are different just like anyone else. Allah knows that we don't have anything for anybody other than justice. So the question is, what's behind all this? A feeling that I have been shortchanged, I have been denied. Give us what we're due. What are you? They want that, they got it. We want equal rights. Dear brothers and sisters, first of all, let me say this here. I want anybody. I'm not after them. I want respect for me as a officer. You know, Muhammad asked you, he said, what good is knowledge? What good is education? What good is religion? What good is philosophy? What good is everything if everything else is okay? Everyone, what do I need knowledge for? What do I need philosophy for? What do I need science for? We don't need any truth, they said. We don't need any religion. We don't need any special knowledge. Dear brothers and sisters, we got to be beautiful. The same old perception. And this is another thing. This is for the state and they put on the stage to these girls. I wasn't trying to do it. But I asked the question that he got posed in this job. After she made her speech, I made, I said, are you telling me that if you saw a man walk down the street with 8 arms, you could call for free? You and everybody else who's in your group, you took it to free. Just don't be offended by that. We may look, I got this in my family. I'm just trying to do it right. And I love this person very, very. But I have an obligation and responsibility. That responsibility is telling you what God requires. I asked Imam Muhammad about this. He said, this is what he told me. He said, but Imam, person who has these kind of needs, you tell them to examine their life and ask, what is God doing in terms of development? If they have developed along the line more so towards masculinity than they have towards femininity, then they should lean towards that masculinity. He said, it's just 51 to 49, go with the 51. So there's no need for this confusion. There's a need for strength to accept what God has willed. Because we know there are situations where births are not always the way we hope. So this is not about beating down someone or condemning someone or making them feel bad, making them an outcast. No. We put our arms around. We put our arms around them. But don't get them to shaking their head and feeling sorry for the extent that you have now to examine the compromise at home. I hesitated when I showed this. I hesitated not that it's wrong, but I know the sensitivity is wrong. And I truly want this is not meant to teach it. We got to take a stand. Like I said, when they come to walk, on the nose, So dear brothers and sisters, we given ourselves crazy philosophizing. There's no such thing as equality for everyone. No matter what's going on, there's always someone more superior. So nature speaks, intellect listens, so fight intellect and nature. Working in harmony. Struggle to keep nature. Turn to Allah over and over until nature. Have faith. Faith will save you. Knowledge. So what's needed today? What's needed today, dear brothers and sisters? We need a core courageous enough to live this religion. Let me say that again. We need a core group of courageous enough to live this religion.
Okay. So I'm going to pause here because I know this video is available to all of you. Any of you who have attended here, make sure that you register. And I'm going to honor my father's wishes. I'm going to send you a copy of it. It's going to be on DVD. I know that's obsolete, but I'm still stuck on it. But I wanted to share a part of this, and then I want to now move to some more light things on our agenda before we bring our keynote speaker up. So, and also save some room for dessert. I hear it's pretty good. Okay. So I'm gonna pause right there. But now, all of you who did not get an opportunity to register, please, as on your way out, I think they announced it earlier, but on your way out, please register so we can have you on our list. Okay, where is Imam Siddeeq? Here? Oh, he might have went out to break. I think some of us went out to break. So, okay. So we have a little something here, and I just don't know how to play it. But Imam Siddeeq is the one who knows, so I'm gonna wait for him to come back. But he set that up for us, and I'm looking forward to that. And in the meantime, we're gonna go with where it is. Oh, here he is. All right. Alhamdulillah. All right, so yeah, I'm a novice. You're gonna have to help me with this. Okay.
Okay. Please excuse my absence. Okay, let's have a game. It's called Look It. And everybody got a Muhammad Siddeeq story, right? Everybody who got a Muhammad Siddeeq story, raise your hand if you got a Muhammad Siddeeq story. And we all think we know, and we do know something about Imam Muhammad Siddeeq. So get your cell phones up. We're gonna play a game. Get your cell phone out, you can go to the internet. We're gonna play Look It. And I'm going to give the story here. I think we get a dry run, so hopefully it's going to still work out for us. I need it's not, there you go, there you go. This is not my computer, so be patient with me. You get your cell phones out. You're going to go to this site. It's going to give you go to playblookit.com. That's PLAY.Blookit, BLOOKIT.com/play. You see it right here? Go to this site here. Whoever wins will get a prize. Uh-oh, the phone's out now. Prize. It's going to be about 10 questions here. And you can play the game. Oh, how many? You got 3 already? You got 4. You go to play.blookit.com and put in the number 893-1141. Put your name in there or make your name up. You can make it alias, a pseudo name. How many we got so far? 11. We can get a few more. They're not hard questions, but they are questions. Yeah, just a little bit of thinking power. If you know the answers. You got 13. Okay. Do we need more time, anybody? Need more time? What do you say? Oh, we're going in. You got the wrong number now. Get the last number wrong. The last number wrong. Okay. You can see it. If you don't lose. You can't see the numbers. You got to worry about head winning the game. Everybody here want to be in? Everybody need another 15, 20 seconds? You ready to go? Wait, that's me. Yeah, man. Making sure you're ready. Are you ready? Let you in. Yeah, let me win. Then yeah, what do you say? Let me in. Okay. Anybody want to be in? You got 3. Good name. Now we take you over. Take you in. Okay, I hope you in. Take you in. All right, God bless. Okay, here we go. See how much you know about Muhammad Siddeeq, Imam Muhammad today. Countdown, the show's on. You got 20 seconds to answer the question. What city was Muhammad Siddeeq born in? Pittsburgh, New York, Tallahassee, Indianapolis. We can say born again. I said born in. Uh-oh. We got, oh, we got 5 people, we got points. And then we get about 5 people we get points. Okay, ready for the next question? They're coming in rapid succession. What was his birth name? He'll flick it. He'll flick it. Let's see. One person got it right. No, how many got it right? Oh, 15. 15, I'm sorry. Okay, hold on in first place. Lisa Freeze in second. Top Dean, third. Birdie. Who's Birdie? All right, here we go. Next question. Tricky, man. Think for you. Think for you, ready. Three, 9%. 4. Oh, crazy first place. Oh, decent weekend. You got passed up. No, she. Next question coming up. True or false? Muhammad Siddeeq was the record the largest Islamic grade school in America. Over 1,500 students. True or false? This is 100%. If not, I'm going to look at shoes. 61%. I take that. It's on the curve. Uh-oh. Craig, what happened? Top digging. Overall. Okay. Next question. Come on now. What year did Imam Muhammad Siddeeq move his family to Indianapolis? 1981, 1990, 95, or 75? Yes, 1981. 20% got that. That's even better. 4 numbers. Right there. I don't know what kind of, I would say block cards. Next question. What was the main subject that Muhammad Ali taught at John Marshall High School? Science, English, none of the above? Just go ahead. All right, the answer is, we didn't make that 17, right? We taught science. Okay. We halfway done now. Sometimes I'm doing too good. You are trying. You get an E for effort, right? Before the video school. Who sent Imam Muhammad Siddeeq and his family to Indianapolis? Before the Great Migration, he came by on his own, sent by the knowledge like Muhammad, by Imam Becky, Muhammad. What team got it right? Sent by Imam Becky, Muhammad, in 1981. Oh my goodness. I see. They're giving individually in the total. So these groups still in some place. Okay, next question. Which city or incident or person put Muhammad Siddeeq squarely in the public eye? Michael Taylor, Mike Tyson, standing for justice, or all of the above? All of the above. You did all of the above. Right? All right. I beat you. That one, who's overall lead? Who's overall leader? Disagree overall leader. Okay. Got two more left. Three more left. Oh my goodness, got a black screen. Yeah, I'll be this one. Hey, what happened? Well, can I pause? I don't know. That's not good. That's not good. Oh, can I put it back? I got it. It just timed out. So, it just timed out. Sorry about that. Okay. We got one more question coming up. You'll be the end of it. We really got the lead on that particular question. Okay, I guess it is. The overall leader is stick. Okay, let me see. Last question. What is the meaning of the name Muhammad and the meaning of the name Siddeeq? Is it a fair question? Yeah, it's not bad. Muhammad means one worthy of praise, and Siddeeq means trusted friend. Who's third place? The top being first place is He's a Green. Who disagrees? I didn't know. I didn't see you. Okay, Jamila. Okay, okay. You in first place. We got some books up here. You can come choose. You be the first to choose Jamila. Second to choose will be who is Ola. Ola. Okay, and Tom Dean, third place. Come on, you can choose one of the books. Okay. I hope you enjoy Man's Looking. Okay. You probably already got everything ready. Yes, can you want to put something up? Maybe give you to put something. Yes. So I will now turn the program back over to our illustrious mistress of ceremony, Sister Anika Ferguson.
Oh my gosh, I left my glasses. I can't work. Assalamualaikum. Thank you, Imam Sahir, for that very lively activity. We appreciate that. Our next half of our program, we are going to hear from quite a few interesting stories. And to get us started, I'm going to bring one of our hosts and facilitators, Nefertari Haziz from Atlanta. Nefertari is an innovative designer, well known in Atlanta for her work with her company, Queen's Creations. We actually have Nefertari to thank for this beautiful decor that we're enjoying here today. And she is going to come and introduce our keynote speaker. Nefertari.
Good evening, peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. I am here to introduce, what I call her phenomenal woman. She is the wife of the late Honorable Elijah. Oh my God, did that just come out? My name is Elijah. Okay, the Honorable Imam Warfi Muhammad. She is a steadfast supporter of her late husband's work. And she's involved a lot in Islamic teaching, working to improve African Americans in our community life. She is also an educator and a public advocate for Imam Warfi Muhammad. We all know that. And the legacy of our community, and in the classroom, she is doing her thing. She loves education. Khadija is also an urban educator. She has her studies in doctoral as a student in different universities. She also went to Indiana University School. She taught K through 12. Currently, she is traveling, doing a lot of things, and she always is seeking education. More importantly, she's going to give us a wealth of nuggets to be able to take home tonight. And let's welcome our dear sister, Khadija.
Does this fit in here? Assalamu alaikum. So I've prepared some brief remarks that I'm going to read to you this evening. With the name of God, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. With the name of God, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. Clarity of perception and clarity of expression are important in Al-Islam. We as Muslims are not so interested in the prevalence of the adoption of our doctrine more than we are interested in education and intelligent thinking. God says in our holy book, there is no compulsion in religion. We are a community of lifelong students and educators, teaching through action and learning by having faith in that action, while being humbly guided to more excellent ways of behaving and expressing ourselves. The life as a member of the Muslim community starts with two statements, both relying on clear perception and clear expression. We say, I bear witness that there is only one God, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his servant and messenger. At the end of a life full of striving is the hope to be accepted into the most beautiful community, the community of the sincere servants of God. We call this place heaven. In it, we will see all of those people whom our hearts love, superseding the rigid perceptions of different doctrines or philosophies of life. As a Muslim, Al-Islam is my vehicle to the destiny of heaven. But like a journey to a family reunion, I struggle on the road in my vehicle in the hope to see more people to whom I am related that could possibly fit in my small heart. My mind cannot comprehend the awesome work of God, caring for, loving, teaching, and guiding all of the diverse people as they journey through life. So he asks that I only choose a road that helps my thinking bring my behavior in accord with behavior of what I will find in heaven. But heaven is for us all. Muhammad Siddeeq showed us a glimpse of heaven while we are yet still on this earth. He showed us that the future of community life is for the people of faith in God to have faith in each other and to form one community whose focus is protecting and valuing human life. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Khadija, Sister Khadija Siddeeq Muhammad. Sister Khadija Siddeeq Muhammad is actually the youngest daughter of Muhammad and Farida Siddeeq. And we're very proud of the work that she has done, carrying on the legacy of our leader, Imam Muhammad. So next we have on our program a proclamation from the mayor's office, a couple of proclamations actually that we would like to, and I'm going to have Taqwa Siddeeq come and facilitate these proclamations that we're about to receive.
All right, so we're gonna go through the proclamation. Well, the first one is the mayor's representative here. Elder Rush is the mayor's representative. They might have. Okay, you want to come? Okay.
Brother Taqwa could have done this because he was on the telephone with me, with the mayor, 2 or 3 times when we got this together.
Yes, sir.
So,
And we have the proclamation. Do you have it? I don't have it from the
okay. The mayor's office and Brother Taqwa and myself, we put together a proclamation for Brother Muhammad Siddeeq. I imagine we were on about a half an hour talking about all the work that Brother Siddeeq had done in this city. And we wanted to make sure that we have it right. Thought the proclamation was up here. We'll make sure that you have it. It comes from the city of Indianapolis, appreciating the work that Brother Muhammad Siddeeq had done over the years, not just with the Michael Taylor case, but with the issue dealing with not only education, but I do remember, I will recall this. Brother Siddeeq
was dealing with an alternative school. I think it was like at 17th and Meridian. He was teaching there. You know that Brother Siddeeq was such an erudite scholar that someone would say he was scraping the bottom of the barrel and debasing himself to teach in that environment. One of the students got a bit amorous and came at Brother Siddeeq. We defended Brother Siddeeq when the system itself turned against him. I point this out not just as I want to say something else. A boy was down near Washington Street and was searched 6 times by 3 different policemen. That young man went to my friend's church, Wayne Tab Harris. I saw Wayne downtown here and he said, we're going to funeralize this 16-year-old kid. Will you help me? It was a Wednesday when we had his funeral at 16th and Mount Calm. We went from there to take him to the graveyard. We passed this street out here, Washington Street, 3 or 4 blocks over, City Comic Building. Without speaking, myself and Wayne Harris got out of the car with the young man in the hearse, and we went and kneeled down on the City Comic Building. When we came back from interrogating him, we went back to 16th and Mount Calm. Both of us were young preachers, didn't have any juice, and we said something needed to be done. Wayne said, what can we do? He said, why don't you go to Stewart Mortuary and borrow a casket? And I'm going to write a press release. I went to Stewart Mortuary and I said to Mr. Stewart, Mr. Stewart, may I borrow, I need to ask you something, but I don't know how to ask. He said, just ask it. I said, may I borrow a casket? And my voice waned. And I said, let me borrow, I need to borrow a casket because a 16-year-old boy was searched 6 times by 3 different cops. Moved 3 miles from there, a shot rang out in the back of a car. His hands were cuffed. A shot rang out in the back of the car. Brains and blood came out. And Mr. Stewart said, yeah, where do you want the casket? I said, Mr. Stewart, we're going to the City County Building. Could you bring it there? And when we get through, you can pick it up on Meridian and Ohio. When I got there that Saturday morning, Wayne didn't know how to write a press conference, a press release. But we muddled through it. Sam Jones from the Urban League walked up to us and said to us, you need a microphone. He went in the City County Building and got that. We came out with 6 people, but when we started, about 200 people came up. We had the casket in the front of the City County Building. When we got through with that, Circle City Classic was going, the parade was going. We pushed the casket in the back of the parade and people from both sides came and joined us. That started the explosion with the micro tilt. We brought the casket over here on Ohio, picked it up, and then all of a sudden, the police department came, and in the next month or 2, all hell broke loose. The FBI came, all those people came. And I'll tell this very quickly. We got to a point where there was an impasse and we didn't know what to do. And Wayne called Atlanta, but Minister Farrakhan, I met him downtown. He gave me his private number. I called him. I flew to Chicago to Jesse Jackson thing. Willie Burrell took me to Brother Farrakhan's house. I got there, Fruit of Islam guard went in the back. I went in, he gave me some white slippers. I sat down with Brother Farrakhan for 2 hours, 3 hours. I said, Brother Farrakhan, me and this brother are fighting. Everything is against us. They brought us in a room and they said, the FBI is on our side, the IRS is on our side, the coroner is on our side. And they used the N-word, the pejorative. But we're going to get you NIGs. I said, we need your voice. That day, I sat in his house for 3 hours. We went back to the refrigerator and he came up. He said, I'm going to Indianapolis with you. I picked up the phone and I called Brother Muhammad Siddeeq. I said, Brother Siddeeq, Brother Farrakhan had just sent the Fruit of Islam to Indianapolis. We're going to O'Hare and we're coming back to Indianapolis. I need you to meet us at the airport. Brother Siddeeq wouldn't do it. It tore me up. I didn't understand that. Me and Brother Farrakhan flew back. But when we got to 16th Street, Brother Siddeeq was at Mount Olive. Years later, he told me why. He let me know why. And I understood it. I understood his time in Philadelphia. I understood his time in New York. Me and that brother spent years together every Saturday morning in Concerned Clergy. But in the middle of that fight, there was one time I prayed to die because they put a contract hit out on our lives. In the middle of that fight, I found out who the real brothers were. Muhammad Siddeeq is a real brother. And so every Saturday morning, he and I sit on each side in Concerned Clergy. And I'll tell this, and then I'm done. So both of us are Kappas, Kappa Alpha Psi, Brother Judge Shahid. Steve Jefferson from Channel 13 asked me and Brother Siddeeq to come down here to the Skyline Club. And he said to us, there are no monuments in Indianapolis, a place of monuments, that represent Black people, except right down the street here, 1 block here, there is a slave on the Market Street side, and his hands is up with a chain on it. The chain is broken and the slave is looking at Lady Liberty. He said, I asked, it was just 3 of us, Steve Jefferson, Muhammad Siddeeq, and Lionel Richie. We need something downtown. The 11th largest city in Indianapolis, in the United States of America, the 11th largest city, with all of this visitation that happens with sports. We need something downtown so when folk come to this city, they can see Black representation. Brother Muhammad Siddeeq had worked with Mike Tyson and others. We said there are 5 heavyweight champions, and Brother Ali had Parkinson's disease. White folks didn't have a heavyweight champion, so they went and just made Rocky, dun, 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 and put the statue up in Philadelphia. If they can make up a hero or shero, we can lift up our heroes and shero. So I hope whatever we do today, by next year, we're going to have a table. We're going to create a table. The Children's Museum asked me about it. We're going to create a table of our heroes and our sheroes, our Bill Crawfords, our Muhammad Siddeeq, our Julia Carson, and a Eucharist table, and saying, when you come to Indianapolis, you got to stop by and see that there is a Black presence in this place. Thank you.
God. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brother David, Judge Shaheed, in the middle of Michael Taylor, we couldn't get any lawyers to help us. And David Shaheed stepped up to fight with us. And when he got to the court, because of his blackface and because of the fact he worked with us, the judge would throw all of this stuff out. So we said, well, we're going to make him a judge.
So we're going to now, Khalil, are we ready to link in the, we have a few guests. You need a few more minutes? All right. Let me, oh, okay. You're right. Hold on. That was just the mayor's office. Okay, so Takwa stepped out. All right, so I will have to, Takwa's gone, okay. So do we have the representative from the Congressman's office, Congressman Andre Parsons? We met with him yesterday after prayer, and he said he would see if maybe someone would come today. So that's okay. He sent something for us. So I do need Takwa to help me with that. Okay, so I may come back to that. Thank you, though, for reminding me. We'll come back to the proclamations when. Yeah, I want Takwa to present it, so I'm gonna give him a minute. He had to run and get something. Oh, that one's coming up next, and in the when Khalil links us, so we have someone we're gonna patch in who's gonna present that one, and so yeah, I do need Takwa. Give me a minute. Give me just 1 minute. Do we have music? I need to slip away. This is where you need the band to kind of give you a cover. All right, give me a minute. Hold on, I know what I want to say something though. I can say something. Now I'm going off script. So we were listening to the final khutbah that Dad gave so my name is Siddeeq Ferguson. I am Farida and Muhammad Siddeeq's fourth child. And I do remember when Dad was delivering that khutbah that we were hearing. Very powerful, and it was a very difficult khutbah, he said, for him, because it dealt with some very sensitive issues that are facing us as people in our community. And as Dad shared, he really struggled with speaking to it because, of course, the issue of gender and the issue of homosexuality is a very hot button sensitive issue. And to the point where, you're really not allowed to speak and speak of different perspectives, I grew up in a time, my parents, mom and dad, Farida Muhammad Siddeeq, raised us to represent ourselves as Muslims in school, in public school. And when we moved to Indianapolis in 1981, I always said it felt like we were Martians, as Siddeeqs. We showed up in this city dressed strange to people, We showed up in the public school and the kids didn't know who we were. And I always said I received a welcome, like when the bus would pull up to pick us up from the bus stop, the kids would joyfully be looking out the window, excited to welcome us on the bus so that they could joan on us, right? Not the buddies. Oh my God, what that rag on your head? Oh That was Monday at school. Tuesday, oh, what she got on? Oh, Wednesday, Thursday, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. It was tough, but the good thing was in that time period, I don't think people should jump on each other, but it's a fact of life as a Black kid in Black schools. But what I will say is in school, when we had discussions in class, there would be teachers who had a prejudice against us because of our religion. Some people who were good people didn't understand why we dressed the way we dressed. And some people, especially if they were really sincere to their Christian faith, they felt like, how could you be a Muslim? And it wasn't being mean, it was just, they had a love for us as a human being, and they couldn't understand our difference. They couldn't understand our difference. And mom and dad raised us to understand that trial that way. But what I appreciated, what was refreshing about the 80s, and anyone tell me when time will come, because I'm the man for a minute. What was refreshing about the 80s is that people could say to me as a Muslim, why y'all wear that? They could interrogate me on an intellectual level and require me to respond on an intellectual level. This was in the era before political correctness, right? So I would have a teacher say to me from his position or opinion, something very difficult for me to hear, and the class will laugh at me, And I had to compose myself with my shaking voice and keep it together and respond with dignity. So what I'm saying is we're living in a time where we can't have conversations like that anymore. We can't have a different view on homosexuality and raise your hand in the classroom and say, well, why would, like that said, you're thrown out. They should have thrown some of my teachers out for what they would say to me about my religion. But I appreciate having the opportunity to learn how to develop a communication skill, how to develop a way to form an argument, how to develop a way to debate. And I think that's what's missing in society. We don't know how to debate. We don't know how to form arguments. So we drop bombs because we don't talk. We can't differ. We can't say the thing because it hurts someone's feelings. But God made us stronger than that. We shouldn't fire people and make them lose their jobs because someone wanted to talk about homosexuality and have a scientific discussion about it. But, we're having this trouble now in society. And so what people appreciated about Imam Muhammad Siddeeq is he was fearless. Well, he wasn't really fearless. He feared God. And that was it. And I think mom told us once, dad said something like, Rita, people really afraid of a man? I mean, he was pondering this. It was one of those, like, he couldn't comprehend that. Why? I mean, that was a sincere question. It wasn't rhetorical. I think it kept him up one night because he figured out that people actually were afraid of what other men thought. Because if anyone knew Muhammad Siddeeq, that wasn't anything that was a part of him. And like Judge David Shaheed said, parents don't choose their children. Children didn't choose their parents. I've always felt fortunate for the parents that I was given. I don't feel worthy of them though. But one day, inshallah, before I die, I will become worthy of that gift and make them proud. So, Taqwa. We'd like to have the next proclamation from the Congressman Andre Carson's office.
Thank you very much. We have a proclamation that I'm in a congressional recognition for Imam Muhammad Siddeeq. And I'm going to ask my mother if she would like to come up, or would she like one of her children to accept it on her behalf? Okay, so I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna give it to my distinguished sister. It says, it's from the U.S. House of Representatives, Andre Carson, Member of Congress. It is my honor to present this recognition in memory of the respected Imam Muhammad Siddeeq, marking 5 years since his passing. Today's gathering serves as an opportunity to celebrate a life dedicated to social justice and community empowerment. Imam Siddeeq was a tireless advocate, engaging Muslim communities in Indianapolis and across the nation in grassroots activism and policy initiatives aimed at fostering positive change. Whether as the director of the University of Islam, the largest Islamic school in America at its time, or as an educator in local schools and universities, he passionately prepared future leaders, instilling in them the values of integrity and service. His voice was one that spoke truth to power, unafraid to address the difficult yet necessary conversations that our communities needed. As a gifted communicator, Imam Siddeeq gave voice to the voiceless and oppressed, inspiring countless individuals with his words and actions. May his memory inspire us to remain steadfast in our pursuit of a better world for all. This congressional recognition is rendered on behalf of the 7th Congressional District of Indiana this 21st day of September 2024. Andre Carson, Member of Congress. All right, so I guess I'm gonna turn this back over to you.
All right, we're ready to bring in our final guests. Please, they're standing by.
Okay, are we ready to make the live
Yeah.
connection?
Khalil.
Okay.
So while you get Khalil ready, I will go ahead and I'll shift forward to one more thing, and then we'll come back to that. All right, so I am going to skip past the part of the program where we say sharing moments of great impact until Takwa gives me the cue to patch them in. And in the meantime, I'm going to ask Sister Brenda Shaheed if she can come up. Sister Brenda Shaheed is the wife of Judge David Shaheed and the mother of how many beautiful? 4 daughters. 4 beautiful daughters, 3 of which are here today in the back. And I just learned, I didn't realize that, Sister Brenda, that you all actually moved to Indianapolis the year before us. For some reason, I thought y'all had been from here. Yeah. So I'm going to invite you to share a few words.
Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. Yes, as a matter of fact, we moved our family back to Indianapolis in 1979. And I knew it was 2 or 3 years prior to the Siddeeqs coming. And you know, it's very interesting because the Siddeeqs had 15 children and we had 4. And I still, to this day, cannot fathom how Sister Farida was able to always be so calm, collected. I've never been able to figure it out because, you know, I'm just pulling my hair out. just amazing. But you know, the other thing is that she has always been so giving and willing to help, and some of you know what a wonderful seamstress she has always been. And not only did she sew for her own family, but she made prom dresses for my daughters, wedding gowns. Just she was always just so available with all that she had to do, with all that she had in her hands with her children. She was always there for us, and we felt so connected. We were so blessed. This is a sister that, you know, oftentimes we, when our husbands are out in the community and everybody knows them, you don't know who that person is behind them that has helped them along the way, the support. And Farida Siddeeq has always been there supporting her husband. She's always been very courageous. No matter what Imam Siddeeq was involved in, Sister Farida was there to support him. We were blessed to be able to, we were like a family. We grew up, you know, our kids, our children, they were always connected. You know, it was just one big happy family. We were a small community, but there was the Siddiqs, the Shaheens, and the Sahirs that were a constant, and we were blessed. Sister Farida even taught the children, some of the children and grandchildren how to sew. I remember when Salima, my granddaughter, she was so excited about what she made in the weekend school. I think it was a skirt or apron or whatever it was. But anyway, Farida, you are so special to all of us. We love you, and I feel so blessed to be able to have, for us to have developed the friendship that we have. You know, I think, you know, we've always been there for you and you for us. Allah blessed us, God blessed us to even do the Hajj. I mean, we were together on the Hajj. And we just are, it's a blessing. And I thank you, I love you, and I thank Allah for you and your family. All right. Okay, we also would like to present this award, this 21st Century Community Pioneers Award, to Muhammad and Farida Siddiq. I'd like to read this. On this 21st day of September in the year of 2024, Indianapolis, Indiana honors the contribution of Imam Muhammad Siddiq and his wife, Sister Farida Siddiq, for their timeless work helping families, schools, and communities to cultivate human excellence. They courageously stood together as a shining example in the city of Indianapolis, working for freedom, justice, and equality for all. We honor them for instilling these timeless values in their 15 plus 6 children, 67 grandchildren, and over 20 great-grandchildren, as well as youth in the city of Indianapolis, Indiana, USA, and beyond for nearly 6 decades. Sister Farida, would you come forward, please? And this is signed by Taqwa Siddiq, convener of the Siddiq Legacy Banquet, and Imam Michael Sahir, resident Imam, Nurullah Islamic Center, Indianapolis.
Would you like to make? Alhamdulillah, thank you very much. This was not supposed to be about me. But I thank you all. Thank you, Imam Sahir, and Everybody. This is good. Thank you. Thank you very much, Sister Brenda Shaheed. So we're ready to move into the next part of our program. All right, that wasn't supposed to happen. Here, so Sister Deborah can see that. Did this go to sleep, Khalil? Or is it just waiting for me?
Can I borrow that
Oh,
microphone?
okay, I see it.
Can I borrow that microphone? Okay, while Khalil's doing that, I want to recognize the brothers who, the people who work harder than me tonight is our musicians, Reverend Richard Hunter and friends. So we had the Reverend Richard Hunter on drums. We had Jimmy Walker on bass. And we had Jay Majors on piano keys. I want to thank these gentlemen for coming and doing a wonderful job. I could hear them while I was running around. It's like a track meet for me. But thank you. It made this evening nice and relaxing for all of you. And me too. And me too. But thank you very much, gentlemen. I really appreciate it. It was awesome. And I know it's Saturday night. With musicians, Saturday night is Monday night. So they might not be here. I wanted to make sure I recognize them before they left. And so we have some more presentations today. Did he connect it to the screens? Oh, okay. All right. Then let me hand it over to you.
All right, thank you. So our next guest is Sister Deborah Davis. Can you hear me, Sister Deborah? Let's test our mic. Okay, she can hear me. And Khalil, let's make sure I have the audio. Did I lose my audio? I don't hear her on the speaker. Oh, here it is.
That will be, that's definitely the one that we want.
Okay, we're gonna do another mic test. I sound like, can you hear me, Sister Deborah? All right, can we hear her though? No, it's not loud. Okay, we're working on the sound here. We can see you, but they can't hear you very well.
That is how it goes sometimes.
We got the man for the job.
Yeah. Sound 7. Gotta choose.
Okay, where's the sound coming from?
Okay, try testing it now.
All right, can you hear us? Hear you.
Oh, dang.
Can we put the mic to the speaker?
Oh,
Correct. Where's
oh,
the
that's
speaker?
all right. Here, can we just place it down? How does that work? Okay, speak again. Hear you. Can y'all hear?
Yes.
All right, speak one more time.
Can hear you.
They said yes,
Go
right?
ahead.
You can hear? Okay, can you get it a little louder for her? Is that 100%?
Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's try it.
Oh, okay, now let's see. All right, Assalamu alaikum. All right, can we hear? They said yes, okay. So we have a few guests who are going to share with us some words about Imam Muhammad Siddeeq. And Sister Deborah Davis every guest is very special, but Sister Deborah, it's funny. So she is a senior teacher of great experience in not just the city of Atlanta, Georgia, but actually starting from New York City, which she's going to tell you about. So I don't have your bio, Sister Deborah, so I'm not going to try to wing it. I'm going to let you go ahead and take the mic from here. But Sister Deborah's just, you'll hear a little bit of her story. She's very close to the family because I think I met Sister Deborah when I was quite small. Let's just put it like that. And I'll let you take it from here.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, I seek refuge with God from the accursed enemy. I would like to share with you a few things. I know you've been here. I think you've been there for a while, and people seem to be relaxed. Now you are, and I'm not going to take too long. What I want to share with you is that first, to give a little background, my relationship with the Siddeeq family, I think, is unique. Not only did I work at the school under Director Clark, otherwise, Imam Siddeeq, but I also lived with the family. I lived with them in East Elmhurst, Long Island for a while, and then I lived with them in Tallahassee, Florida for a while. So when I met them, they were 7, and I think at the end of them 15, so I've been there quite a bit of time. I graduated high school in 1969. That was power to the people, bird baby murder, we black and we proud, we will do something. And so my journey, which led me to the University of Islam, I went through the, CORE, SNCC, the Panthers, Mass Poets, all these different groups that I looked at and studied, but I ended up in the Nation of Islam because that was a good fit for me. When I was in college, my 3rd year, I came home for spring break, and Elijah Muhammad had been encouraging the girls to go to the college campus. And someone showed me an advertisement for teachers, new teachers at the school, the University of Islam. So I went to the University of Islam, and I met with Director Clark then, and I gave him some of my background, which is I've been tutoring since 6th grade. My mom is an educator, and so I've been involved in classroom activities for a long period of time. After I shared with him my background, and he looked at me and he said, "Well, how much are you going to pay us?" And I said, "Pay you? Pay you what? Why should I pay you?" He said, "You paid that white man for that education." And I said, "No, I didn't. I was on scholarship." So we laughed, and he asked me if I could go to work as a volunteer. And I asked him if I could think about it, because I needed to talk with my mom. I was living with her, and I didn't want to take advantage of her. So I wanted to barter with her. I came back the next day and said, "Yes, I can do it." And then first week, I got a paycheck. I went back to him and I said, "Somebody made a mistake." And he said, "No, we didn't make a mistake." So that was the foundation for my relationship with Imam Siddeeq, Muhammad Siddeeq. And I want to say that this family, the Siddeeq family, they welcomed me into their homes. Rita and I became very good friends, and to this day we're still good friends. And just a very, very giving, loving family. Not only did people say what they're going to do, they actually did. And that was very cathartic for me. I needed that type of healing, and I appreciate it. When we my introduction to the Nation of Islam and the University of Islam was around the same time, and I was a teacher, elementary school teacher, what they call middle school, and then I eventually became a middle school coordinator. The way I describe that is sort of like an assistant principal. And now, after years and years of experience, I'm what you consider a master teacher. And my foundation came from 3 things. First of all, from God, from Allah. Second of all, from my mother, who was an educator. She was my first teacher. And then Muhammad Siddeeq, who I consider my mentor. I still to this day use lessons that I learned from my mom and Imam Siddeeq. From my mom, never let a stranger teach your child. that stayed with me all through the years. From Muhammad Siddeeq, whenever you're teaching anything, ask the question, where are my people and what will they do? And everything that I teach, no matter what subject, I do pull forth that question and I teach from that basis, from that foundation. When we talk about the University of Islam, you know, I told Farida one time, I said, Siddeeq was ahead of his time. And she said, wait. And she was right. He was way ahead of his time. Even today in education, even in the Muslim schools that we have today, he was way ahead of his time. He was very progressive. But what baffles me to this day is why we don't move on what was put forth before us. It's very frustrating for me in education. But in any case, that is a challenge that we have. Finally, I did return to school in 1978 to get my bachelor's, and then again in 1998 to get my master's. And my master's degree was in special ed. And school was very easy for me. My teaching was easy for me. And people didn't understand why. Because of the University of Islam. At the University of Islam, it didn't matter whether you had a degree or not, you had to go through the training program. Those who had degrees taught those who were selected. Sometimes Muhammad Siddeeq taught us, sometimes Minister Farrakhan taught us, but we always had somebody to impart that knowledge so that we could learn. All right? And also we learned that school was called the University of Islam because any child at any age could learn any concept. I'm going to say that again. Any child at any age could learn any concept. So Siddeeq's example was, he called it a holy food train. And when you're making baby food, some people call it a ricer. When you're making baby food, you put it in this contraption, turn the handle, and the food would mash up and squeeze through the bottom. And he said, all you have to do is make sure that you fed that information to that child in a way that was palatable. That's what special education is. You're teaching children on different levels that learn differently. You just have to put it in that phone trainer and use that. So my beginnings in special ed actually started at the University of Islam. Okay, so behind the doors of the school, we always saw what we call a troika, the big three. We had Larry and Z, or Larry was better known as Aziz. We had Farrakhan, and we had the Reverend Carlos and William Homestead. They were always together. They were always coming up with new ideas for bazaars, fundraising programs, selling carrot cakes, Sesame King, all kind of fundraising ideas to keep the school and the temple going. Now, as teachers, we were always involved in these fundraising activities. What we didn't know was that for fundraising money, now was salary. We were having a good time doing it. It was fun, it was challenging, and we had the opportunity to put forth and use some of our energy in addition to some of our creativity. So when I think of Muhammad Siddeeq, and I think of the different qualities he had, and in no way do I want to indicate that he's perfect. You know, he wasn't perfect. We all knew he wasn't perfect. We all know we are not perfect. Although we may continue to strive for perfection throughout our life. But attributes that come to mind when I think of Muhammad Siddeeq? I think of innovative, creative, inspirational, patient, definitely energetic, decisive, confident, faithful, truthful, talented, beautiful, charismatic, integrity. These are words that embody, some of the words that embody the spirit of Muhammad Siddeeq. Now we could go on and on and on, but you know, what a marvel to have all of these qualities and characteristics be about in one person. You can't get that way unless you submit to the will of have all this unless you submit to the will of God. And we're thankful that you did. I'm grateful for the two people that taught me the most in my area of education. That was my mother, and that was Siddeeq. And I'm also grateful that those two people got to meet each other. When I first became wisdom, and I was only a child who was doing something different. My mother said, "Oh, my goodness, she's behind the eight ball now." And she didn't believe what we were doing in that building on institution. But when she met Siddeeq, first of all, she was impressed because he was a doctor. Second of all, she was impressed because he was an educator. So they had conversations. She actually brought her school, her class, our school, to tour, take a visit, and then she could rest easy. And I was in a good place that would be able to use my energy and my creativity where I can learn. I'm now retired. I retired in 2012. But I've always kept my finger in education. I've been tutoring online, tutoring one-on-one, studying substitute teaching, going back to teaching. I've tried all these different things. I just finished a stint at Muhammad School where I was a tutor. And most of the students I tutor were students that have special needs. But now, I have a company called Transcendence Educational Services, and I'm writing a book. And I'm writing a book in the format of peace studies. And this is a teaching and training opportunity for those who have special ed background and those who don't, and the parents. And several of my stories come from the University of this story. The first story is about a student named Max. And I met Wallace 2 weeks after I got to the school when the temple was attacked. This is that famous or infamous, or if you want to see it, incident where the SWAT team, the police, everybody was converging on the temple and we were attacked and guns were fired and kids and children and women were rushed out to the basement of surrounding businesses. And Wallace was one of the students who was only about 10 or 11, and he was working hard to help protect the women and the children. And I talked about Wallace when we, process when it happened. And Wallace is one of the most challenging students at the school. Everybody knew Wallace. He was going to make sure he was going to work. And as it so happened, all praise to God, Wallace didn't break me. He became one of my favorite students. I became one of his favorite teachers. But I used those things that were taught to us by Siddeeq, and I used those things taught to us by Farrakhan in those Tuesday classes that we had, teachers, during that time in the school. This is a wonderful man who did things for you too. And he has a wonderful family. And he put his money where his mouth was, and he said he's going to do it. And he has a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful person, Maria Siddeeq, just about so many of the students and was always there to help. I don't know what else I can say other than may Allah continue to bless the Siddeeq family. May Allah continue to keep Siddeeq in our minds because we need that to go forward in the school that we have now, whether they're public, private, parochial, Islamic school, whatever. Just keep those ideas in mind so we can follow through on that. I thank you for your time and your attention, and I wish you peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Sister Deborah. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Yes, yes. I was one of the students at that school, and I was there that day she was referred to. I remember it very well. I might have been 5 years old, but it was quite a day. But I want to thank you for your time and your sharing and your words. I really appreciate that. And I guess, Khalil, how do you close out one of these? I don't know. But I will give you, I have to call my technical consultant here. Yes, this is Taco speaking.
I saw Taco also, but thank you, Taco. Thank you
Yes.
for all of it.
My teacher from New York City. Thank you so much. All right. I didn't know you couldn't see me. I thought you could see me. I'm sorry.
A panoramic view of the people sitting.
Oh, okay. I'm behind it. Okay, I got you. All right. So assalamu alaikum.
And likewise, Salam.
Brother Clee here? Oh, there he is. All right. So Brother Clee, why don't you come forward? And he's going to share with us. He walked in with my father. I'm sorry, I forgot to put my ring on silent. And let me make sure you have everything you need. Okay. Awesome. Here you go.
Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, most merciful, chance to send the word here and love of all the worlds. I met Imam Siddeeq in the 1980s, about 1987, 1988. And I realized then that he was an education visionary, a visionary. He invited me to the Delhi Muhammad Islamic Center on 46th Street. I couldn't find it. I didn't realize they went through the back, but then I found it years later. But I really got to know him when I became a teacher at John Marshall Middle School. And the principal, Dr. Ramundi, she gave me these 18 boys who were about to be expelled. And 15 of them were African American. 2 were Latino, 1 was Caucasian. And I said, they walked me to the room, they opened up the door and said, "This is your class." I had no idea. But Imam Muhammad Siddeeq just happened to be there too. And he said, "Wow, you got these tough kids, these tough boys." I said, we'll see what's going to happen, how we can help them. And I asked him, I said, "You have any advice?" He said, "Yeah, be a role model." I said, "You're a role model?" He said, "Yeah, and you be a role model." And he told me to build relationships with these young men. And by the middle of the semester, we had about 25 boys. They were wanting to get into trouble to get into our class. Wow. And alhamdulillah. And we had so much success that they didn't want to return to the regular classes. They wanted to stay with us. And so I was the primary teacher, and he would teach biology, and then come and sit with me and help me and talk with the young men and stuff like that. Fast forward to 1990s, I was working at Wheeler Boys and Girls Club, and I was doing a program called Rites of Passage. I developed Rites of Passage. And Imam Siddeeq came, and he talked about, how the boys become men. There's a pathway, there's a transition from childhood to adulthood. And we did boys to men program, and we had some success there. And 2 of the boys that were in the Wheeler Boys and Girls Club Rites of Passage program with us were also at John Marshall Middle School. One of them's name is Terrence Bogan. Terrence is now a vice president for Chase Bank Marketing. I'm telling you. The other was Derek Blackman. And Derek is the #2 person at the Army Finance Center. You never know what you can do when you impact people properly. When you become a role model for them. Like I said, every time I had a question, I wouldn't go to the principal, I wouldn't go to the deans, I'd go to Imam Siddeeq. Fast forward, I went to work on my master's degree. Imam Siddeeq was a great resource. It was a master's degree in urban ministry studies. Dr. Tom Brown said, and Elder Rush, we were classmates. And Elder Rush did Martin Luther King. I did Malcolm X. And Imam Siddeeq, he schooled me on some things about his relationship with Malcolm X. He had a relationship with Muhammad Ali. We had breakfast with Muhammad Ali. And this was before Mike, this was after Mike Tyson. This was after Mike Tyson thing. But then Imam Siddeeq was a great resource for me for my PhD in comparative religions. So after I left the Boys and Girls Club, I went to work for Youth Build. Youth Build is a GED program for adults. And it was at Eastside Community Investments. So I called Imam Siddeeq. He said, Youth Build, I know a guy. I'm gonna connect you with him. His name is Elijah. Youth Build in Harlem. Imagine that. I'm setting up a Youth Build program in Indianapolis, and I'm being trained and introduced and trained by my brother in Harlem, the Imam Siddeeq knew. Okay? He is so connected, and it just blew me away. Then I left Youth Build and went to IPS, and we started an alternative education program, alternative school. And they gave us the toughest kids to give. And Imam Siddeeq came to me and said, you know what? There's a program that we need to create called to interrupt the school to prison pipeline. Wow. Have you heard of the school to prison pipeline?
Yes.
Very instrumental in helping break that up. That was our goal. I would call Imam Sahir, I would call Judge Shaheen, I would call Dr. Brown, Elder Rush. They would come to speak to my students, my classmates, my students. And then we taught them how to interact with police. We taught them to focus. And then Imam Siddeeq said, now we've got to give them purpose. Purpose. Every one of us has a purpose. And so we try to help these young men understand. We had them do surveys to try to understand what their purposes were. A lot of them, we only had one out of about 60 that actually ended up in prison. And that was for a crime that he committed before he came to our program. So we changed a lot of lives, a lot of young men's lives. Fast forward, I went to become a teacher at Metropolitan High School. And then I became the vice principal. And I called Imam Siddeeq. I said, Imam Siddeeq, would you come and talk to my students? And he said, yeah. I said, I also want you to talk to my teachers. And so he came and talked to the students, then he talked to the teachers. And he talked to the teachers about how to teach Islamic children in a public school, how to allow them to go make salat. And we learned that the students came back even more focused. So then our Christian students, our Jewish students, I was principal of the school that had students from 34 different countries. And everybody wanted to go pray after Imam Siddeeq came and set up the noon prayer for our students. And they said, wow, these kids are going in, they come in, they go in, make salat, come back, and they're focused on their education. So we want everybody to do that. And we set up a room for people to go and make salat. And then after salat, they'd go in and they'd pray. The Jews would pray. The Hindus would pray. All in the same room. Okay? You never know the light that a person can shed and shine on you. And I would get these awards. People gave me these awards for these. I had the highest math scores in the state. And my Arabic and Islamic students were the best students. Okay. So I left the Excel Center and went to, Metropolitan, went to the Excel Center, and then Imam Siddeeq, we were talking about what can we do for them. He said, we can do service learning projects. Have you heard of service learning projects? Yes. So we set up projects where kids would go out and volunteer in the community, do internships, do practicums. You know, Imam Siddeeq was instrumental in helping us set up the alternative schools that we worked in, IPS, the Metropolitan School, Youth Build GED program. And so I became a professor for University of Phoenix. I said, let me call Imam Siddeeq. Call him. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Creed. How you doing? Brother, salam, Imam. Can you come and speak to my students? Yeah. A couple of years later, I was teaching at Martin University. Assalamu alaikum, Imam Siddeeq. Can you come and talk to my students? Yeah. A couple of years later, I called Imam Siddeeq. Assalamu alaikum. He said, I know you want me to come and talk to your students. And he did. So every time I asked him to come and spend time with my students or to bring my students to him, he never turned me down. I'm talking, we impacted hundreds of students. 2 months before his transition, he gave one of my students a 90-minute personal interview. We call it the Oral History Project. Imam Siddeeq talked to this young man, it was actually 2 of them, for 90 minutes, and he told him about some highlights of his life. He bragged about Sister Siddeeq too, and his children. And he talked about his role, his transition from the Nation of Islam to the world community of Al-Islam. You know, Imam Siddeeq was, like I said, was a visionary educator. He trained teachers, he trained men, he trained clergy. He taught so many of my teachers how to interact with Muslim youth. You know, how to stand up and set an example for them so they wouldn't be teased because of their clothing. You know, some of them would come in and be smelling good because of oils, you know, and the black kid like, man, you smell good. Where you how you get that? What's that you got on? Stuff like that. But he taught them to respect everybody. And he taught teachers how to interact properly every day with Islamic kids, with Muslim children, because everybody didn't want to do that, you know, and I've benefited from that. So, as I said, he was a visionary, and we're here to honor his legacy. And I pledge you to continue to be part of his vision for educating our youth. That is a goal, that is a purpose, the vision for educating our youth. You know, we've got some of the most violent youth right now. You know, they don't know who they are, they don't know whose they are, they don't know from where they came, they don't know where they're going. And so we've got to continue this. Don't let this be the finality. You know, honoring them, everybody go their several ways. No, let's continue the vision. The vision is about education. Let's do this. And I'm committed to it. Brother Taqwa, I am committed to it. I have helped design curriculum for about 15 schools. A rites of passage curriculum, how to train or how to teach ELL students and special education students. And I'm in my 40th year of education right now. And my buddy John Lofton right there, he's an alternative educator, you know. And every time I call Judge Shaheed, every time I call Imam Siddeeq, they're there, they come and talk with my students, they share their stories with my students, they give them examples, they're role models on how they can become successful Black men, you know, African American men. So let's all commit to not just honoring him, but continuing Imam Muhammad Siddeeq's legacy. Thank you. One quick thing. This is a oral history project where we have transcribed the videotape where we interviewed Imam Muhammad Siddeeq. So it's part of this. It's called we honor 46218. They say 46218 is the most deadly zip code in the county, in the state, but it's not. There's a lot of great history in 46218. And Imam Siddeeq shared his story with students. And also we have a video, and I'll make sure that you guys get a copy of it, get the video that you can share. It's about, and he shares a lot of really great stories to help young men, young boys make the transition to responsible men. Thank you.
Okay, I want to thank Brother Cleet for that beautiful presentation. So we're going to shoot for 10:30. I know 10 o'clock was our original time. So we have some more presentations. Elder Rush, Dr. Brown, are they still here? They might have checked, okay. I would like a poem from Brother Laughlin, if he could come up and share that with us. He has a poem around the Michael Taylor situation. I want him to come and share that with us.
He was just 16 years old when he was caught in a crime. No one knew it would be his last day or time. Was Michael Taylor a bad seed, or was he just misled? It really doesn't matter now, because Michael Taylor is dead. He stood there like a tourist in a snapshot. Was there a gun in his shoe, or was this a slap shot? Was this a picture of teenage emotional block up, or just another trophy for the lockup? Tell me, who killed Michael Taylor? I want to know who killed Michael Taylor. Tell me, who killed Michael Taylor? Did he take his own life, or was it the jailer? Well, the mayor called a meeting. He said it would be brief. Michael shot himself while handcuffed, according to the chief. They said that it happened upon the hill where they left him alone and he swallowed the pill, and no one really knew what to think at first, but with all the bad blood, the people thought the worst. So they marched with the coffin and they sang in the choir. They held a rally because now the fat was in the fire. Then a rookie held a circus to prove he could disjoint, but everybody knew that wasn't the point. A young man had lost his life. There are no alibis. How can you see the truth with the mud in your eyes? So tell me, what really happened to Michael Taylor? Was he shot and dumped to sea just like a sailor, or was he too ashamed to face his mother? Or was he trying to outsmart the cops just to be a brother? No matter by whose hand, it's a tragedy. No matter by whose hand, it's bad sociology, homicide or suicide. Suicide or homicide, it's all the same. In this situation, we're all to blame. So look at it this way. Michael Taylor wasn't perfect, and the damn police, you know, they don't wear a crown. So how can we point our finger when we all let Michael Taylor down? So tell me, who killed Michael Taylor? I want to know who killed Michael Taylor. That's right. I want to know who killed Michael Taylor. Did he take his own life, or was it the jailer?
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for that. Judge Shaheed. All right, so we're gonna move right along. We got, I don't see Elder Rush, but if you definitely have Judge Shaheed, and he's gonna share some recollections, and I'm sure they're gonna be worth the wait, and just like everything else. So, hang in there, everybody.
Thank you, Taco. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Again, I'm honored just to be here and to be a part of this program. Imam Siddeeq was very special to me. In Islam, there are three things that survive the grave. We all know that we have to leave this earth, but one of the things, I shouldn't say things because it's more than a thing, but something that survives us being put in the grave is the prayer of a righteous child. And this event tonight, led by Taqwa, but supported by the entire Siddeeq family, has been a prayer that I know that Imam Siddeeq is feeling in the paradise. So the family should be very proud of the prayer that they've set forward this evening for Muhammad Siddeeq, a very special brother. I just want to say two things. Well, one thing actually. I'm probably the oldest one in the room, so I've had a lot of opportunities to meet men and women. I've had an athletic career where I've met athletes. I've had a political career where I've met a lot of politicians. I've had a judicial career and a legal career where I've met a lot of lawyers, a lot of judges. In other words, I've met a lot of people. But the one thing I can say about Imam Siddeeq is this. Out of all the people that I've met, there are two groups that stand out. People that you would never forget and people that you admire and not only admire, but have made you thank God. People that you would never forget and people that you thank God that were a part of your life. Muhammad Siddeeq is that person. There are just a few, maybe a handful of people that I will never forget and people that I thank God were a part of my life. And so with that, I'll pass the mic to someone else.
All right. All right, thank you, Judge Shaheed. Thank you very much. All right, so I'm kind of doing double duty here. My sister had to step away. So I'm going to turn this, am I turning this over to you at this point? And I know my part is coming up and it's going to be very brief. Very brief. Let me see. I think we have one more. We're going to try that little. Oh, here we go. We're going to try this technology one more time. See if it works this time. Sometimes they say the second time is a charm, right? All right. Oh, this is third. Oh, y'all keep it count? Wow. Okay. All right. So, all right. We're going to plug it in. And this is HDMI, right? It shouldn't be.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's echo. Okay, Imam Rashad, can you hear us? Okay, so we're gonna have to skip past that. Lil? No, we're not gonna be able to do this. The meeting has ended by the host, which means that window is gone.
Hold on 1 second.
This meeting is being recorded.
We still have him? No, we don't. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, just call him and tell him that I'll present him on behalf.
Okay.
Okay, we want to make a presentation. I have someone here, I think. This presentation, I believe, was not made, right? Okay. So I'm going to read this first. It's honoring Imam Muhammad Siddeeq, Masjid Al-Nal, Tallahassee, Florida, by the three Imams who succeeded him in Tallahassee. Imam Ronald Shaheed from 1981 to 1983. Imam Shaheed Nadir, 1983 to 1990. Imam Rashad Mujahid from 1990 to present. And founding Imam Muhammad Siddeeq, 1976 to 1981. May Allah pardon your fault and grant you the highest home in paradise. So we want to thank the Masjid Al-Nal in Tallahassee for this appreciation that they have sent to us. Thank you very much. Okay, so one more thing, and then I'm going to close you all out, and we're getting close to 10:30. I'm trying to be a man of my word. Okay.
Thank you for everyone who is still here this evening. We know it was a long night, so much to say, so much to give. And what I would like to do is just present one more thing. She does not like the light shined on her, but we're just giving her her flowers while she's still here. Those are the best, that is the best thing to do. So as I stand here before you, yes. I think there should be another presentation. So as I stand here before you, I am very privileged to say, I would like to present these flowers to Sister Farida, and this is presented to you on behalf of everyone. These flowers, they represent more than beauty. They symbolize love, gratitude, admiration from your family, from the community. We all love you very much, and we appreciate you.
Okay. So I don't see Anika. So this is part of the presentation where I get to talk about what this is all about, and from my point of view. And the reading of the program, we didn't do that, right? Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I may skip some parts of it, but I want to share this with you. I want to explain to you what the Siddeeq legacy means for everybody who took time to come here, and especially those who are still here. Imam Muhammad Siddeeq. Muhammad and Farida Siddeeq's focus was always faith, family, and education, with their Islamic faith being the guiding force of their life's journey. I'm going to skip straight to Indianapolis. Muhammad Siddeeq continued his work in the Indianapolis community and as an imam and educator with the Indianapolis Public Schools. He worked with local leaders like Father Boniface Harden and concerned Black clergy. And we have Martin University here. Can I have them acknowledged back there? Thank you all. They're carrying a big mission for the community. And he worked with these leaders, and he worked with incarcerated youth. Working in the prisons as a chaplain, he eventually met and tutored and guided a young Mike Tyson when he found himself incarcerated here in the early 1990s. We talked about the Michael Taylor situation and the People's Inquest, so I will skip past that. I think everybody here is very well aware. I want to focus on the last paragraph in your program. It says, today, we all come together to recognize his legacy and extend the Siddeeq Family Association our support, advancing the Siddeeq legacy into the future, not only by sharing precious memories of our beloved Imam Siddeeq, but also by inviting you to support the shared mission of establishing excellence in education to save all our youth. We are asking for your financial and personal support as we work to set the agenda of excellence in education in this city and this nation. We thank you for the support of your presence and appreciate your financial contributions. Be sure to register for this event so we can keep you informed on what we're doing. Now, I wanted to share briefly something with you, and I'm gonna need y'all's help. I had a calendar, a planner with me when I walked in this room, and now I can't find it. So in it, there was something I wanted to share with you all. Okay. Hello? Testing, testing. Okay. Well, you have a backup, right? So, okay. Does anybody see a calendar or a planner sitting near you that's not yours? Okay. All right. Well, it's just mysteriously disappeared. But I had a letter I came across in my father's belongings where he shared a lot of thoughts about education and where we need to go with it as a community. And to put it simply, we have to establish the education for our people. That's it. That's our mission moving forward. We have to, his very last service he did was entitled, "We Must Save Our Youth." And he made it very clear that the agenda for education is where we need to focus. And he emphasized that we cannot be afraid. And to put that simply, our children, by virtue of the experience that we have come through, are natives of this land. We're not immigrants. Do you hear what I'm saying? We're natives of this land. We're not immigrants. And if you go all around the world, the national, the international treatises, they all support the principle of native education. Even in this country, that principle is supported with what they call Native Americans, who are actually immigrants. They would tell you they migrated. But because wherever we were from was denied our children when we came as Africans, then we lost that status. And what does that mean? That means public education has a right to teach the native language and the native history. In other words, we have to change the circumstance where the agenda for educating our children is set downtown, or I should say across the street. But that agenda has to be set by us. It needs to be set by the institutions of our community, the mosques, the universities, the churches. These are the institutions that need to set what is going to be taught in these classrooms. You have to remember, and this is something that you have to wrap your mind around, what we call slavery is not really slavery. There was slavery involved, that first generation, because you can't be a slave if you never knew freedom. Think about that. Slavery was a means to create a subclass in this society. The Africans who were stolen, they were slaves. And then they were victims of genocide because they were wiped out and none of their children knew anything about it. Their children, the babies were stolen. And what happened to them? You say they were enslaved? No. They were denied education. They were denied education of any meaningful type for centuries. And it is our job to restore education, not just to those who can afford a private school to go and get it, or travel the world and go and get it, but to every last one. Not one, just, I like that slogan. They didn't use it right, but I like it. No child left behind. So this is our focus. This is the Siddeeq legacy. We have to save these young people. And it's not a slogan. It's something that we have to live. It's something that we have to do. And my father didn't work in a vacuum. He worked as part of a system, a family system that has produced teachers on top of teachers on top of teachers. We got enough teachers. I mean, everyone in here that's a family is a teacher. So this is the Siddeeq legacy. We're carrying that forward. We're not stopping. The mission hasn't stopped. And my father and my mother instilled that in us from the beginning, from day one, that we must continue this mission, and that's what we're doing. So we're inviting you all here to be that first group of people who have come outside of the family and who are supporting the continuation of this work. That's why if you turn to the back of your program, we're asking for your support. You turn to the back, we're asking for your support. And any support is appreciated. You know, what we recommend and what we asking you for, it's up to you. But the most important thing is we want to stay in touch with you. We want to keep you posted because everybody, every single person who came here respects and loves education. And that's why you're here, so that's why we're asking for you. Tonight, do something. Whatever you do will be appreciated. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not a big guy. I'm not gonna go around the room and make people raise their hands and who's gonna do this, who's the first gonna do that. That's not me. Okay? We are sophisticated people and we know what we want to do and how we want to do it. So I'm gonna stop right there. I understand. Okay, we may have solved the technical difficulties. So let me see. It's 10:31. With your permission, can we go another 5 minutes? Okay, all right, thank you.
First, let's be 100%.
Okay, I'm gonna let him do what he does. Let me take another look at the program when he gets that. Thank you. Is Anika Siddeeq back yet? No? Okay. So we're gonna let the presentation, I guess, the Tallahassee Imams. One of them is gonna be available. He's gonna make that presentation. Then this young man right here in front of me, this young man is, we're looking forward to going to his graduation in May from University of Southern California. So he has done a remarkable job academically. Okay. So how are we gonna do this? Is this connected to the,
Yeah, it's connected.
okay, let's go.
Can you hear us? Okay.
I think
Now,
that worked. Oh,
let me just make sure that the display is displaying on the displays. Yeah, okay. All right, Assalamu alaikum.
okay. So,
I'm going to introduce, this is Imam Rashad Rajahi from Tallahassee, Florida. And we go, in the family, we go way back to the 70s, the 1970s in Tallahassee. And we're gonna turn it over to him. Go ahead, Brother Imam. Welcome.
Good evening. And let me know if I'm clear about it. Am I coming through okay?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it was a measure of couldn't make it. But I, along with the previous two rounds of LS, we put together a plaque. I have a picture on my answer here. I did myself. I wish I would have Shahid on there. So I made the presentation right before the murder. But I'll just give you something. I was a sophomore at New York State University. I was 19 years old. And I did good with computer accounts. At the time, I was not listening. I was, I think it was Dr. Tar. Yes, Siddeeq had operated out of the BSU now. That's how I did it. I always had an interest in religion and born raised Christian. I would sit and talk. I would that's it. And he was very patient and fascinating to talk with. From that, I just had affinity to sit and talk with him. And eventually I get okay, listen, after I compared it with and he announced it. Little did I know 2 years later he compared it. Got hurt. I've been in Houston nearly before my life. Since I was a teenager. And I've grown to love him and he was such a instrumental part of development. I think I started as a treasurer, did take assistant in my around strategy, did assistant strategy. I came involved. And if you remember, he was always a great source of inspiration, a great listening, and a great mentor. And I cannot think of enough. They are blessed department of thanks to prayer. Blessed and his wife, the fact I made our support, we so much love in this family. We appreciate God to be able to do this little part. So that being said, I think ultimately this makes humble presentation and bring the question and appreciate it as we have done. Thank you so very much. I do bring all some of the things and we all first put this together. Again, thank you very much.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Thank you, thank you very much, Brother Imam. Thank you for your time and your patience, especially waiting to get on and have some words. Thank you very much. All right. Okay. Walaikum assalam. Okay. All right. So I think we did good. I tried. Oh, okay. Anika, it is time for you to close us out. And welcome back. I want to reiterate again that we really need everybody to make sure you reach out and be registered. We want to keep you up on the work that we're doing. And we'll go from there. So I'm going to turn this over to my sister, Anika Siddeeq Ferguson, for closing remarks. And then young Khalil, who's done so much, he's going to close us out with a prayer. Oh, Brother Shaw, I'm sorry, I forgot you were here. Do you need some time? Okay, this is a soldier from New York. Yes. He was connected to all of them. Malcolm, all of them. So you got history in the room. So I wanted to, I definitely don't want to tax you, but I don't want to turn you down. You came a long way, brother. Yes, sir. Alhamdulillah. Okay, you sure? Okay, I would. Is there anybody else before we close out that, would like to say something? They would have to be brief because we got to close, but I want to make everybody, if you would like, if you have something you want to share, now's the time. Okay. Yes, he did. She missed your poem.
I'm gonna see it on the tape.
Yes, he did it. Okay, here you go.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming, for your patience, for your support. And most importantly, we appreciate the connection that we all share through community life. And we'll keep you all posted. We'll be making information available. I think the website was on many of the slides. And God willing, next year, we'll be able to share with you some of the progress we've had towards some of our goals. And hopefully on the website, we'll list those goals. So we're going to now ask Khalil Siddeeq, the grandson of Imam Muhammad Siddeeq, to come and give our closing prayer. And yes, actually, these are the books that I think were mentioned in the program. So we do have a few left, but they're also available online as well. I definitely know they're on Amazon, but I don't know if there's a different website as well. But perhaps Siddeeq.org will also have them soon as well. All right, Khalil Siddeeq. And just a word about Khalil Siddeeq. Khalil Siddeeq is Taqwa Siddeeq's youngest son. And at the age of, 15 or 16? I think it was 14. 14, he published his first book, a novel that's available on Amazon. And the name of the novel
is The Buried Laboratory, sci-fi adventure. Check it out, it's awesome.
I need him to say that in a mic. Come on, Khalil.
And it was an award winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was exciting for us because he was in middle school, or
Yeah. Middle school when I started it, high school when I was able to get it published. But yeah. It's called Rook, R-O-U-K. Put this into your notepads, folks. The Buried Laboratory. It is available on Amazon. It's also available on the publisher storefront BookLogix. And I'm free to answer questions about it after we're done here. So, if you're interested.
And I'm going to tell you, it is a good. I am not a science fiction reader at all. And I was like, yeah, I'll read your book, Auntie, you being nice, I'm sorry, you're hearing the backstory. I think he can handle it now. You're being nice, I'll read your story. I couldn't put it down. I'm like, he wrote this? How do you write 300 and something pages of adventure at 14? I'm sorry, that's just my plug, but it's a great book. So definitely check it out.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. I'm here to present the closing prayer. I am first going to recite it in Arabic, and then I'm going to give the English translation. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Malik Yawm ad-Din. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayru maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. In the name of God, the most gracious, most merciful. Praise due to God, cherisher and sustainer of the worlds, master of the day of judgment. Thee do we worship, and only you do we seek for aid. Show us the straight path, the path on whom those who are most bestowed thy favor, those whose portion is not wrath and who go not astray. Surely Allah sees the truth.
So I want to thank everybody for coming and wish you all a safe journey. Please, if you haven't registered, you can get on the website, register, or you can register Khalil. You can meet them right outside and get their information, please. He'll be right outside at the table for everyone. Drive safe, and assalamu alaikum.
Give you a book of my poetry. Okay, thank you. Got a card, yeah. But thanks, Trevor.
Look, thank you.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Meeting of the minds, man. Yeah.
I'm gonna look for that song.
Yeah, this go on YouTube. I heard it was great. Yeah.
Oh, you did it in different ways?
No.
Recognize. Let's play the recognize. I like that.
It was important. Yeah, everybody knew it.
I see something. I see something. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
It's online. Okay. Hey, Michael. Excuse me. I want to finish your article in your report.